Yo, welcome back to another video. In this one I'm going to be doing probably the radiator, putting the radiator in and putting the intercooler on. Not plumbing them up or anything, just getting them seated in there, and then I'll do some other small things like put the gear shifter in, maybe try get a couple of heater hoses sorted, and just some tiny other little things. Okay, so I did buy a new radiator, an alloy one, 3 row. Brand new. This is for a JZX, so just the same radiator as a JZX, just alloy. Should go straight down there. That's the radiator sitting in there now. Bolt straight in because it's one of them. I might also just try and get it to come a bit closer here by just drilling a new hole in here, or either just ovaling that hole out and get it to come a bit closer this way, just to get me more room down in here for the fans and that, and then it'll give me more room here. I did buy a new one of these, so I'm gonna just sell this one. Hopefully someone will buy it, and the other one, it comes straight off there, and it comes down a little bit as well, so it should be like the same height. So I only just need to get a pipe that goes like that, which would be good. That'll do it though. That's perfect. So now that's like right up against here. Give me a tiny bit more room here, which is good. So I should be able to get something that comes out there and skips around here just before that. Pretty much just going to go down to super cheap, and then just try and like look in the shop for their radiator hoses that are in there, and I'll just try and find something that matches everything. And same with the heater hoses, I'll just try and sort something out so they fit. The hoses have to go from, one's got to go from here to here, which nearly the standard one fits, like from the old motor, but it's just a bit off. And then there's one at the back of the motor down there, which, man, I should have done before, but then that goes to this one, which actually connects up over here somewhere. It connects this way. But I can take that pipe off. That's this pipe. I can take it off, and then I can connect it up and then bolt it back on with the hose on there. So that shouldn't be a problem. Now I'm just gonna unbolt these fans off this Falcon radiator, and I'm gonna try and get them to fit onto that, and then see if they'll go into the car. To cut this top bit off first. Okay, so I was trying to flip the fans like upside down to make them better. Turns out it works better this way. So I've actually got a pretty decent gap in there now, and none of the fans are hitting the radiator. This one's got a pretty good gap in there, so I just didn't like the way that the top bit looked, but I can make a shroud that just sticks out down here and the whole way along there, just out of some alloy, and should cover all that up, and then it'll make it work better as well. I reckon that's it. That's all I need. Alright, so the fans are mounted on there. They are to the side a little bit, just because the compressor line is there, the AC compressor line. But that's good now. They're just cable tied on there for now. I'll probably do something with it differently in the end, but just to get it in there, mock up stages. Should be alright. I'll just slap it in now. All in. It's just got some clearance on there. It's not hitting. That's good enough for me. Yeah, I just don't like how this looks, so I will build a little cover for over there. But other than that, they should work pretty good. That looks disgusting, but once you got a bit of metal from there to there, it'll make it suck better as well. It won't be all coming out the top there. Alright, so I've got a new front mount intercooler as well. It's not like one for JZX100 or anything, it's just 300 by 600 front mount. Yeah, this thing's scratched anyway. eBay special. So I'm just going to rip the front bumper off and everything now and see how I'm going to mount it. Okay, so I've done the top two mounts. Literally was just off the two headlight mounts here and underneath this bracket. This bracket's a bit bent from the crash, so it is what it is. But I just mounted it straight to that through the headlight mounts as well. That's actually come up pretty good. And then I'll just have to put some brackets from underneath here. I don't have a vise, so this is good enough hopefully to bend this. Just like that. I'm just going to go there to there. Alright, so I drilled the holes, cut the bracket in half to make two, because I already bent the angle for it and there was enough in there. And then drilled the holes for it, all mounted up. I'll just trim the excess now off of his. Alright, they're all done. I'll throw them on now. Amazing how much it actually stiffens it up. Oh my god, that just did not happen, eh? You gotta love working on cars, eh? Okay, well that was a good start. I snapped that bolt in there and then I had to friggin' like use the tap and die. I mean, use the thread puller outer and then tap and die it. And it's still like a bit iffy at the moment, but I've Loctited it in there and it's in there. But yeah, I'm a bit scared about it, but if something ever happens to it, I'll just move it over to one of these bolts or something and change the brackets to in here. But it's on there at the moment, sturdy as. Oh man, I'm absolutely loving how this looks now. Something about putting the front mount on it just makes it seem real that it's turbo manual now. Getting me hyped up. God damn. Oh. I just mocked up the bumper. Like that side drops down. I need to cable tie it all up, but just to see how it fits in there. It actually fits alright. I will have to trim some in there where the bumper is to get the pipes on and that, but it actually fits better than what I thought it would. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave the cutting the bumper and everything for now, probably until I get like the cooler pipes done and that, and then I can trim it up like for final good and then throw it back on, just because I don't really need it on there right now anyway. But I'm just going to throw the gear shifter in the car now and see where that is compared to my seat and everything. Hopefully that's in a good spot since it's all mounted and everything, but it should be. Just smeared it up. I'll just throw the gear shifter in now. A lot of silicone on there. That's in now. Man, that feels good, that gearbox. I'll just put the shifter on and see how that is, because it actually sits further forward here, so it might be in a good position for me. Okay, so it's in there. See how that usually bolted on backwards, like in the FG, it come back this way. But obviously the gearbox was a lot lower in the dash. Like this is actually pretty high, but it actually feels comfortable for my arm, my big body. I might just leave it like that for now, and at least that's the gearbox is all sealed back up. And I'll have to see how this works with the center console and everything once that's all done, ready to put in, but at least that's in. Well, you're not gonna believe this, but I've got like the old motor on a stand here because I've been pulling it apart. This guy's coming to buy just the motor, and then I thought, oh, I'll just pull out the heater hoses that come off it and the booster for the brake and the radiator hoses, see if they all fit. Well, this is the one off the booster. Actually works straight with the car. This is the heater hose down here from one of the back. Once I put that on, that will work as well. This one is the back one I'm talking about, which should technically work in there, I think, which I can't even believe, to tell you the truth. This is the bottom radiator hose off the old car. If I cut this down, it should go on there and bolt up. Well, hose clamp up. This is the top one, and this is what I was telling you I was gonna go do. I'm just gonna have to cut it down a little bit. It will work straight in there. I can't believe that, but that makes me so happy. It's like I don't have to go buy anything or anything. I just use it off the old motor and it works. That's mint. Oh, that hose is all hose clamped up now. This one's all hose clamped up. They're on there. Not touching anything. Yeah, I'll just have to wait another day probably to do the other two. You won't believe it as well, but this actually bolts straight into the Ford power steering pump. But it is a tiny bit different fitting to the other one. This is the old style. It must be the same thread, but yeah, that looks a bit different. So I'll have to get that changed, but I couldn't believe it when it actually just bolted straight in. Other than that, I think that's going to be it for this video. So like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Catch you later, Simon.